I have what some people would call debilitating ADHD. I'm Ben, and this is Nicole.
Food is medicine.
Since 2020, with no prior experience,
I even managed to kill corn.
we've been trying to grow all of the food for our family.
That came in a fancy box.
But it's proved to be a little harder than we thought.
Oh no, I'm standing in chicken poop.
Join us as we struggle to raise animals, grow veggies, and make money on this farming homesteading adventure.
Nicole and I never grew up doing this. We're really experimenting and really trying to figure out what works best. I started a list today because I've always got a billion projects on the go. Let me see if I can get finished compost sifter. That's what this is. It was a dream I dreamt up a couple of weeks ago, and actually I have the plans, kind of. Here's the basic idea. What I saw a couple of weeks ago online was somebody in a group, a homesteading group or a compost group or something. They had built something like this, and so I wanted to do it myself. I've got scraps. I don't buy new materials. I probably could have made this look pretty and perfect, but I just used what I had, spent no money on it other than the electricity to use the wire to weld it. And the welding discs, of course, or the grinding discs. So this is gonna be a compost sifter. And it works pretty good. Well, we'll see if it works, but it spins. And I built this stand and everything from a pallet, old wood. Attach front to the greenhouse. So I need to attach the front of the greenhouse. The greenhouse number 2 doesn't have a front on it yet. It's crazy to think how far we've come over the last couple of years. Like, we didn't have greenhouses, we didn't have nearly as big a garden, so we're trying to figure things out as we go along for the seasons. So I built these today to go in the windows to provide some ventilation, because we're gonna have the chickens in here. I think I've showed this to you already, but in case you haven't seen it, we've got a bunch of straw and hay that's in here that I'll keep adding to this winter. We'll keep our ducks and chickens in here so that come springtime we'll be able to scrape this all out. It'll be great nitrogen for the ground a little bit, but mostly it'll be great for our compost pile to be able to decompose and be able to use that. But this will be just an easy place to keep them so that hopefully we can find their eggs and that they can till up this ground, because as you can see there's still a lot of grass underneath there. So I think by springtime the chickens will have all that pretty well dead and killed. So that was one thing. Put the screens on the greenhouse. Next is put the front or the top on the other greenhouse. That's over here. So this greenhouse is another project that needs done. Worm. But this looks like a shitty old freezer, and that is what it is for now, but it's gonna get cleaned up. Worm bin. It's gonna get painted, it's gonna get filled, so this is gonna be a vermiculture storage, whatever. I'm gonna put worms in it, we're gonna raise worms in it, and that way we'll be able to have worm castings we'll be able to sell. We've got a river right here, so people can come and buy worms, maybe. But that needs some beautification. It's dirty, it's gross right now, so it needs painted. I think I'm gonna get Nicole to like draw worms on it, write worms on it, so that way you can see it from the road and it looks pretty. But stepping stones. Can you tell the whole ADHD thing? This over here is something I started today as well, and I'll show you how I make these. But these are little rondelles. What is it? Little rounds. That last year we got our wood in full rounds that we split ourselves. I don't know why we did that to ourselves, because we had a newborn baby, but we got them in rounds. And I saw on Pinterest a little while ago that somebody made like a walking path with these, and I thought it was pretty cool. And so I've started to build a little walkway with these. I need probably a half dozen more here. Then on the other side we're going to do some more as well. And I'm DIY pressure treating them. I guess not pressure treating, I'm treating them so that they can be rot resistant. I'll show you how I do that a little bit later, but first let me show you the greenhouse. I was hoping that I'd be able to get this all in like one page, but it keeps getting longer. and I'm filming this video instead of doing these projects, so I almost need to like put blinders on instead of and do projects. You put my headphones in and just go to town and do it. This greenhouse, and you can tell me if this is a bad idea or not. Basically, we want to have a greenhouse that in the springtime, I gotta put a door on this. Doorknob for greenhouse. We want to have a greenhouse that in the springtime.
Do you know your pants aren't even?
I know, it's a whole fit. I've figured out that I'm too fat, and not true, I'm not fat, but I keep blowing out pants. These are like my third pair that I've blown out of, and they don't have a button anymore, so that's why I use the old suspenders now, and I just gave up on the buttons, so keeps my pants from falling down, which is nice, but yeah, they're kind of wide open. I just will hide it like an old man I am. We wanted to have a greenhouse that we could heat with wood so that when it's like starting to thaw and we don't have to worry as much about things being cold outside, we want to be able to keep something warm for our seedlings so that we can get a jump start on the season. Our growing season is what, 60 to 120 days? Like, it's not long, depends on the year, but it's basically from June to September, October, so it's not very long. So we want to get a jump start on it, and we want to prolong our season, but this will primarily be for the spring, so going out of winter into spring, to be able to heat this so that we can keep things warm, keep things alive. And I've got a little wood stove. Why don't you come in? You can come see the stove. I'm gonna put some flashing heat barrier all around here so that I can protect all this wood, and then I need to put flashing up there. It's already on the list. So this will hopefully be able to use for springtime, keeping our seedlings warm and keeping this warm in here. I think this will look a lot different in the next year, to be able to have our tables and then maybe even have some stuff planted in here. I haven't decided yet. Need to consult with the camera lady and see if that's what she wants. So this was just something we wanted to make sure we had so that we can heat in here. It'll stay warm because of the greenhouse effect. But we want to be able to heat it overnight, so we start a fire in the evening because of the short days, and hopefully carries us over with this being closed in as best as it can be. Once it is, again, it's on the list.
You gonna feed it to the sheep?
Bring a pumpkin. Let's go grab a, here, do you want to fill a bucket and bring it over? Take the bucket. It's heavy. Let's go. Here. Come on. Basically every day now I'm feeding them pumpkin, which is good because pumpkin is a natural dewormer. The pumpkin seeds have, I don't remember what it's called, some deworming agent in them.
Anti-parasitic properties.
Anti-parasitic properties. Thank you for that. So every day they get, and it's not just the seeds, it's the whole pumpkin. So every day they get some slices of pumpkin. Everybody does, from the chickens to sheep, goats, and pigs. So everybody gets pumpkin, and that allows it to be cheaper to feed them. But this, as you might be able to see behind me, is the barn that needs fixed. I gotta put a door here. I got a bunch of metal over there that I gotta put over top of this. Hi, Rami. You want some pumpkin? And so I need to fix this so there's not a huge draft into our barn, because we don't have money for a brand new barn yet. We will eventually build a barn, hopefully, on our new property, but for right now, this is what we got. All right, let's go give some pumpkin to the pigs. Sawyer has already showed us the flaw in our defense system. So this was originally going to be a sort of secondary temporary home for another pig, a male pig, but the fence kept falling down, as you can kind of see here. So this fence is not up to snuff. Everybody's gotten through it, sheep, goats, pigs. So I started building this fence here out of old pallets, which apparently needs to be put in place, but it started. It's about halfway. I got to finish the rest of it here, and then hopefully this will sort of make more sense. I can tidy it up easier, and then we can actually use back here. So that's the fence that needs mending, and then I've got my compost over there. So everything here is kind of a work in progress. Hey, buddy, can I help you? Hey. Oh. Here is where I've been kind of obsessing over compost lately. This one was full. We just emptied it, or took most of it out, I guess, to put in the garden. There's still some here that I need to scoop up and take back out. But
you're in my shots in like a bad way.
Or
like,
Vic, get your butt out of here. Come here. Come on. Come on, doofus. You can see there's a lot of feathers actually from Turkey Day, all the turkey guts and feathers get tossed in there from Turkey Day. And we've been tossing other stuff on it like
One
pig.
second.
You eating my fence? I take offense to you eating my fence.
No, we just have someone else that's curious of what we're doing back here.
Oh, hi guys.
They're just
Grammy?
staring.
Mama, you? Hey, bud.
Okay, anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
We've got 3 different tiers of compost, C1, C2, and C3, because I'm not creative. And so what we've been doing is we'll just add to one until it's kind of full, and then we can move on to the next one. And then this is, as you can see, kind of the third and newest one that's got fresh fruit, coffee grounds, and pumpkins, and some hay and stuff there. So that'll be the one that kind of builds up. And then soon we'll be able to use those 2, not just the middle one, but that one as well, to be able to put in the garden, which may just wait till springtime. So hopefully we'll have all 3 of these full come springtime, and we'll be able to use it through the sifter that's on my list to finish, and then be able to have it in the garden, but that has yet to be seen.
Why didn't you call that one C3PO?
Finally, as I promised, we are back here at our wood pile to the little Pinterest project that I'm working on to be able to make these rounds. I cut this one, I didn't realize it had a hole in it. Little glory hole there. And so I will cut one, and then I'll show you how I kind of preserve them. It's something I saw online. I don't know if it's actually gonna work, and it's definitely not EPA approved, but we're just gonna cut one and I'll show you.
Let's go.
Hey, Cooper. That wasn't the straightest slice, but it still works, because some of it will be buried anyway. So I take the slices, you take off all the bark, and then what I saw to do is you take used motor oil, and then that'll soak into the pores and prevent it from rotting. So I have yet to see if this will work, but I'm hoping that it does. So I'm just using a couple of drops, just enough to soak it, rubbing it all in on both sides. Gives it a nice, almost like it's pressure treated, you can see. Needs a little bit more. Whoa, whoa. Get overzealous. Here we get that side coated. Then we flip it over. Do the other side. Again, I'm hoping that this works. I don't actually know. Just something I saw online to treat posts. If you're putting them in the ground, you don't have pressure treated posts. This kind of gives it a nice little stain from the motor oil. Looks pretty. And hopefully it's as effective as it is pretty. So there's a completed little stumpard. And then that goes in the walking path that we're creating over there, and I gotta make a bunch more of these. So I need probably 20 of them at least to be able to finish my pathway, but I'm hoping that come next springtime, these will be really cool looking. Like, see that pattern? This is one of those like really rewarding projects because you get to see it come to fruition really quickly, and it's exciting. I love stuff like this because it's like a Pinterest dream, and it looks, well, to me, it looks exactly how I kind of envisioned it. Look at this, look how cute this is. Oh, coming at you. Look at all those stepping stones.
Been in the cold, just living homegrown, homegrown.
Psst. Don't forget to subscribe.